Good morning, sixth graders. Okay, so I'm going to make this quick. Yesterday we learned about air masses and fronts, and we have our weather map homework here. So I'm going to show you how we are going to fill this out. I know I talked to my cohorts about it, but I want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing for it. So we are going to go into our weather maps slide, and we are going to go through this really quickly. Make sure you read the instructions. So we're going to complete this table. And right now we're just focused on high pressure system and a low pressure system. So we're going to look at the symbols below, determine which one represents a high pressure system, click on the images below and drag it to the symbol column. So we know we have a high pressure and a low pressure. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to that slide, the air masses and fronts, which is right here with the little apple. And we're going to open that up, which I have already done. And we are going to go to our high pressure system. And as we can tell in our air pressure slide, we have a high and low symbols for our high and low air pressures. So that high air pressure is represented by that big H, and our low is represented by the big L. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click and drop, click and drop. And then we're going to look at type of weather associated and the description of the air movement. So we're going to go to that high air pressure, and we're going to read it. When air pressure is high, skies are blue and clear. So we're going to go back and we're going to write in that weather, skies are blue and clear. And then we're going to look at how that air moves. And we're going to look, air flows down and fans out. So we're going to write that here, air flows down and fans out. And you're going to do exactly the same thing for low pressure system. You're going to go here and you're going to read this and put the information in for the weather and how that air acts. Now we are going to go ahead and do the same thing for a cold front, warm front, and stationary front. So I'm going to go ahead and go to cold front, and we can see that it's represented by those blue triangles. So we're going to go ahead and go back, and that's the warm front. We're going to go ahead and put that in the symbol there. Our warm front is represented, which really helps because it's red and red. So we're going to go ahead and bring that there. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our stationary front to our symbols. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. And we're going to find the types of weather associated from our slide up here. And we're also going to do the same thing for the movement of the air. So now we are going to go down to this weather map situation here. So what is the current weather conditions in Denver? So we're going to find Denver on the map, and that is right here. And we have a couple of things going on. We know that there is a low pressure system. We know that there is a cold front because that is how we represent a cold front. And then we also have snow. So we're going to say in Denver, there is low air pressure, a cold front, and snowy weather. It's okay if it goes over, don't mind that. And then you're going to do the same for New York City. It looks like there's only one thing that we can write. And then we're also going to do for what will you expect to happen with the weather conditions in Houston and Chicago in a few days. So we can see that there's a cold front here, and it is moving based on where the arrows are pointing to the right. So they're probably going to get a cold front here pretty soon. And based on what we know about cold fronts, you're going to write down what the weather you think is going to be like. And then for this one, you are going to do the same thing. Houston, Chicago, and Seattle. So you are going to do the same thing based on what we know from our slides. And then we are going to go ahead and look at our last slide, and you are going to create your own weather map. So if you want Seattle to have a low front, you're going to put it there. Or you can put it in Orlando, you can put it in Houston. You can do that it is partly cloudy, snowing in Chicago, you can do that. Or you can put that there's going to be a warm front in Orlando. You can do all of these things. But as long as you tell me what weather is happening at each of those locations. So this one might take you a little longer, and you might have to make sure that you are putting associating the weather. So if it's a low front, it's probably going to be snowing or raining. And if it's